Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Animal Wisdom Tarot by Don Brunk, illustrated by Ola Leola. There's a website, cicobooks.com, down over there, if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. There's a website for all of them. I believe all of them are on shewhoisart.com. But there's other websites there too if you're interested. Feel free to freeze frame and check them out if you would like to. Okay. I just did Cancer, which is fine. But the energy was very amped up and, very... But it's not for you. It's a little bit more subdued, which is interesting. Because I think of Scorpio as a powerhouse, a lot of energy, a lot coming forward. Right now it feels very subdued, which is very peculiar in my opinion. There's your card again. That card. I'm going to show this card in a second. It literally has a Scorpio on it. A Scorpion, for those who can speak. But it's the Five of Wands. And I keep thinking of, obviously because of the Scorpion, I think of y'all. And the fact that it's showing up again, I'm going to say what I said to Pisces, and I'm going to say what I also said to Cancer. September 2021, around the 10th, Venus goes into Scorpio. I just have this really strong feeling that it's going to trigger something. I don't know what, but it's going to trigger something. For you, I think we're going to talk about it here. Especially for water signs, I think it's going to be a significant moment. I don't know why so much I'm feeling it, but I am. Totally intuitive. Totally just intuitive on that. So I don't have any astrological anything to back that up other than it's going into Scorpio. Venus is going into Scorpio. So if there's some type of trine or whatever else going on there, another astrologer, or actually an actual astrologer, I just dabble in what I know. I'm more about the emotional connections between signs. I just want to put that out there. Is this like the world? I think it's either the world or the sun. I think it's the world. Where's the world after? I don't know. It's significant. Something big is coming in for you. Something big. Something very big is coming in for you. Something really big and unexpected. Something really big and unexpected is coming in. And I feel like they might be getting you prepared for something that's going to happen when you're Scorpio. You're Scorpio, I know. Or you identify with that energy. Either when Venus goes into Scorpio, or if you're watching this after, because these are valid for whenever you come to them, either the sun or moon is in Scorpio. One of the two, or one of any of those three, actually. The energy is really high. Really high. Scorpio thrives. Scorpio will thrive in the pain. I don't know, you just seem to... I would not say that that's common for signs to thrive in the pain, but you seem to thrive in whatever's going on here. It's kind of like, if this is a challenge, I can handle it. Scorpio, from what I understand of Scorpio, they don't back down just because, it's going to be rough. Well, I'm here. I'm not going home just because you're telling me it's rough. I showed up. I'm here to do it. That seems to be Scorpio to me. Kind of like, it's going to be hard. Well, I showed up, so, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not giving up. Scorpio's strong. It seems to me, very stereotypically, you can tell me differently in the comments, it's hard to intimidate a Scorpio. I'm saying that as a Pisces, though. It doesn't take a lot sometimes. I don't know, I have fire in my chart, so I'm a little different. But, it's going to take a lot of work to put this in order. Something big is coming your way. Opportunity coming right in front of you. You could walk away from it. I don't think you're gonna. You could say no to this. I mean, granted, you have free will, obviously. But beyond that, I feel like they're saying you're going to have a moment here where you could say to yourself, you know what? I can do it, but I'm not gonna, and just gone. They're cautioning you not to walk away from this. Something of great value. It's going to take a lot of work at first, but of great value is going to be here for you. It's nothing, I really don't think you're intimidated by it, but some people might look at this kind of like, do I really need to do this? Like, is it really worth it? You might be questioning if this is worth it. The Ten of Cups is here. There's a lot of joy that will come out of this. It's just, whatever the situation is, it's kind of a mess to start with. It's got to be put in order. And I feel like you're looking at this like, yeah, but should I really be? Should I be? Also, there's another level to this, like, it's a long-term commitment. I don't think Scorpio's afraid of that. But it's also, that might be one reason like some of you might look at this and go, yeah, I get in this boat, though. It's almost kind of like if you don't swim very well, and you're like, if I get on this boat and I go out to sea, I'm not going to be swimming back to shore. So even if you can swim very well, you're like, I'll get out only so far, and like you can't swim. I don't think so. Like, if I get on this boat, I'm committing to this. And you're kind of wondering if you really want to do this. I'm getting this is very much worth your time. Because I do see you questioning it, especially when I see these frogs around the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is travel, movement forward, significant movement forward. But the way the frogs are sitting there, it's kind of like, I could just sit on my lily pad. They're not on lily pads, are they? No. I could just sit where I am, or I could jump and make it start happening. You're going to have a moment. You get to decide. You're worried that this could be a Three of Swords moment. It's not. That moon, I love that card, Ray, actually. This is one of the reasons I use different decks, because I love the way the energy changes and it shows you different ways to look at the same cards. The Four of Swords is kind of like, before I lock into this, before I really go forward, and the Four of Swords to me is usually healing, something along those lines, I'm worried about the stress. The Three of Swords, like, I'm worried about the Three of Swords. I'm worried about the trauma. I'm worried about, not just for me, but like, you're very emotionally connected to like, I can deal with it. But so-and-so over here that I'm going to drag in with me, they maybe can't. That's a concern of Scorpio sometimes. Kind of like, if I get into this, I can handle it. But so-and-so who's with me, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if they can handle it. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to like handle my own stuff, but I might have to keep an eye out for them to make sure my friend here or my partner here or whoever this person is that means something to you doesn't end up drowning in this situation. So you're like, okay, I can handle me. Can I also look out for me and them? And do I want to do that? It's a situation where you bring in a lot of healing. You're very, very helpful here. You're also not going to back down. So you're not going to let this situation not improve. There's going to be a lot of work that's needed. There's also going to be a lot of stabilization that's needed. Okay. So for this reading, for you, for Scorpio, for the Scorpio energy, I think of Scorpio like you like some spontaneity, you like some randomness, typically. But you also can work with a structure. You can build a structure based on what you feel should be there. And there's certain things like, okay, for example, the rent needs to be paid every month. Just for example. I don't care how this happens, but, first thing we need to do is save the rent money, however much it is. Once we got that secure, after that, we have more wiggle room. But step one, secure rent money. There's certain things, there's certain responsibilities that you're going to be like, well, these have to be met first. I don't care how we get them met, but they need to be met. Once they're met, we have random possibilities after that. And they're saying with this situation, you're going to have to boil it down. What is your rent? What is your rent money? What is your food money? What is your transportation money? Like, what are those three basic needs you need taken care of? Secure those, make those the same every time, and then allow whatever needs to be random. We got to stabilize this stuff. It reminds me of raising children. I don't have children, but I have siblings who do and friends who do. It's kind of like, you don't let a 5-year-old have the run of the house at any time of the day they feel like. For the ones that I'm aware of, like, they block them out of the kitchen usually because there's sharp things in there. You don't let them start using the entertainment center as a jungle gym. You know what I mean? You're kind of like, no, we're not going to allow too much chaos here because the chance of devastation or some type of injury becomes too high, so we're not going to allow that. You know, we don't let them, you know, go sledding down the stairs because there's a chance they're going to hurt themselves quite easily. So we're not going to let that happen either. So it's kind of like, but we do want them to have fun. So it's kind of like, all right, there's a playroom here. You can play in the living room, but this room over here, as long as I can see you, yeah, you can jump around a bit. It's like, maybe we're a little liberal. I'm just saying the Scorpio energy. Maybe we're a little liberal. You can throw the ball back and forth, but if you start getting crazy, we're going to shut it down. And, you know, play over on that side of the room and don't go near the windows. And this Nerf ball is okay, but not anything that's any heavier than that, and keep it away from the windows. It's kind of like, I'll allow that. I'll give it a shot. You know, just, it's almost like Scorpio is kind of like, we can have a little bit of outside the box fun here, maybe a little bit risky, but not to the point where somebody could literally get hurt. You know, I don't want anybody getting hurt, but we can chance it here with that. Because like, you'll allow some randomness, you'll allow a little bit of outside the box, a little extra fun, but it's kind of like, you're not going to like take chances with people getting actually hurt. You're not going to do that. So it's kind of like, we need to, you know, all right, I understand you got to have some randomness, but you segregate it to these two rooms. You can play with the ball, but the Nerf ball, and you keep it over there away from the windows. If I see you throwing it over near the window, we're done. The ball goes away. We don't play that anymore. Oh, okay. All right, Scorpio, we can do that. We can work with that. Whatever this is, you're going to have to regulate it a little bit. You're probably going to have to police it a little bit. At first, that's one of the reasons I feel like you might want, or might have the desire to walk away. Kind of like, listen, I'm not looking to play traffic cop today. I'm not looking for it. But if you do get involved, there's a lot of benefit for you and for the people you're involved with. The connection I'm feeling, people feel safe and like they can have fun. People feel like they don't have to live in a tight little constrained, like, you know, when you're indoors you play board games only. And everything stays on the table. You say please and thank you. We wait for your turn, and if it's not your turn, you just shut your face. Like, you're not like that. Scorpios that I know are not like that. Like, no, you don't talk unless it's your turn. We play board games only. You smile and nod when I tell you to. Like, you're not regimented like that. But, you know, and people are gonna be thankful for that. You're gonna be very welcome in this situation, and the longer it goes, the more loved you're gonna be. In this situation, the longer it goes, the more loved you're going to be. Because I can already hear the energy coming back at me like, oh no, we're not always loved. We're very strong, but we're not always loved. I see the Scorpio energy like that. Kind of like, you're very strong and you're very caring and it's not always appreciated. I give you that. But in this situation, it seems like it will be. And you're going to teach people how to like do things better and to like regulate themselves. I feel like you're going to do that too. Kind of like, you know, I'm not enjoying being traffic cop, and I'd like to kind of back off and learn to trust people to regulate themselves, and you're going to treat this situation like that, kind of like raising kids. You kind of raise them to learn how to regulate themselves and to look out for themselves. Granted, it takes like 10 to 15 years, or I don't know, longer. It's a lifetime thing, I know that. But the older they get, the better they should be at that. You shouldn't have to watch every little thing the older they get. You know what I mean? They should be more self-regulating. And I feel like that's what you're going to do with this situation too. Kind of like, all right, at this point I got to watch you all with like a hawk. But as we keep going forward, you should learn to look out for yourself a little bit more. There's a lot of good energy coming in with this. The fact that the crocodile and the butterfly is like, there's a potential for danger here, but you're teaching it to, you're teaching this situation to take care of itself. What I also like about the crocodile and the butterfly is the crocodiles can't make a meal out of a butterfly. I don't know why else I want to say that other than, you know, this is a beautiful situation. There's not really any immediate danger, but it's kind of like realizing what's really here and what's really not. That just kind of like, I feel like they're saying, well, we got to get there first and you'll figure that out. You'll understand it. I feel like the more I look at this, other people might think of this as like a train wreck. But you'll see the beauty. That's another reason why this is something drawn towards you. I feel like a lot of other people are kind of like, oh, that's a train wreck, I gotta go. And you're kind of like, well, not really. I mean, I understand why people would be intimidated, but it's not that bad. Just because there's the potential for danger here doesn't mean it has to be a horrifying situation. I kind of feel like that's your energy going on. Like, other people have walked away because they're like, oh no, that's way too much. And you're like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, calm down. It's not that bad. I mean, I understand why some people would be intimidated, but I can handle this, and it's not really that bad. I feel like it's something like that. It's kind of like that butterfly that goes towards the crocodile, kind of like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I can handle this. The crocodile's not hungry. I just saw him eat that deer over there, so I feel like I'm okay. However you want to look at that. And you'll stabilize this. I didn't do any of these. Do we want to do a couple of these? I'll do two. Some extra information. Animals, sometimes it's not literal animals, but when the situation needs to be cared for, like you would care for an animal. Not that you're going to treat this situation as if the people involved are animals. There could be literal animals here, but one of the ways that I look at it is kind of like, a lot of love for what you're dealing with, but also kind of like, when I think of animals, you take them to the vet. You make sure they're not outside in the cold. You take them out to do what they need to do. You make sure they're fed. You give them what they need to do to keep them happy. And there's like that reciprocation. Like, they love you back, and, it makes you really happy to be around them. Not to make that super simple, but the travel here. I love how they have a pregnant later. She looks like she's pregnant to me on there. The way that she's standing. Granted, she might not be, but it's a card, so. This is something that you're going to be connected to for a long time. It's interesting because I saw this Four of Swords, and I immediately thought, my first impression was I thought it was the Four of Wands, and it's not. But I do get like this is something you're going to be locked into, or I don't want to say locked into, something you're going to be devoted to and bonded to for a long time. But you got to take that first step forward. You have to travel across the water to get to it, to make it happen. But once you get there, you're going to want to stay. So this is like a change card to me sometimes, like a life change. Travel doesn't have to be literal, like you're going from A to B, but emotionally you might be changing, or your life might be changing. This might create a life change for a long time. Are we good? All right. I feel like I just reiterated the same stuff, but maybe not. You can let me know in the comments. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope that helped. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.